Let me tell you a story about trust, betrayal, and how your own best friend can be the one holding the knife. This is the story of Chris and Dylanto, childhood friends who grew up in Jacksonville, Florida. Same middle school, same neighborhood, same dream to make it out, make their mamas proud, and make a name for themselves. They both got accepted into Florida State University, and just like that, they were roommates, freshmen, and ready for the good life. At first, everything was good. They were both majoring in business, pledging for the same fraternity, and even started this little sneaker resale hustle on campus. Chris handled the buyers. Dylan kept track of inventory and money. The combo worked. They were making decent side money, living good. But then Chris started noticing little things, like how a pair of Yeezys they just got in mysteriously disappeared, but no record of a sale. How some of the money they were supposed to reinvest in inventory just wasn't there. And whenever Chris asked Dylan about it, he'd brush it off. Bro, don't trip. I probably forgot to log it. I got you. And Chris, being loyal since middle school, let it slide. Every time. Fast forward to spring semester. Chris was finally getting noticed for a campus internship opportunity with a major tech firm, something that could change his entire future. Then came the night that flipped everything. It was a Thursday night. Chris was heading to the campus library around 10 p.m. to finish a group project. He'd forgotten his charger and ran back to the dorm. As he walked in, saw Dylan sitting at Chris' desk, on Chris' laptop, with a flash drive plugged in, looking nervous as hell. What you doing? Chris asked. Dylan jumped, yanked the drive out, and stuttered something about just checking something for class. Chris wasn't buying it. The next day, Chris noticed files were missing from his laptop. Important 1S internship documents, personal essays, financial aid info. Gone. That weekend, Chris got an email from the internship program. Disqualified. Your application essay appears to be plagiarized. We've decided to move forward with other candidates. Chris' heart dropped. He immediately pulled up the plagiarism report, and there it was. His essay had been submitted 2 days earlier from another FSU student. Dylan's name was on it. Chris was crushed, furious, confused. He stormed back to the dorm, demanded answers, and Dylan, the same boy he'd called his brother for years, just shrugged. It's not that deep, bro. I needed the win. You always get everything. That line stuck. You always get everything. Chris felt like the room collapsed in on him. Years of friendship, loyalty, trust, all undone because of jealousy. But it didn't stop there. A week later, Chris was called into the FSU Office of Academic Integrity. Dylan had flipped the story, saying Chris had stolen his essay. Now Chris wasn't just dealing with betrayal, was facing suspension. But here's the twist. Chris had installed a keylogger app months ago after he and Dylan had a scare with a hacked group account. He'd forgotten all about it until now. He pulled the data, log times, screenshots, file transfers, even Dylan's login times from Chris' computer. It was all there. Chris brought the receipts to the integrity hearing. Dylan, silent, red-faced, expelled. Chris cleared his name. He didn't get the internship back, but he gained something more valuable, peace, and a harsh life lesson. Make sure you like, comment, and hit that subscribe button, because the next story, it's even juicier. This is Echoes and Episodes, where the tea is always hot and the truth always spills. See you next time.